Hi, hello, welcome everybody. Today I'd like to present a two-part presentation. The first one is the introduction to cloud computing, and the second part is a hands-on experiment with Azure Machine Learning Studio. So the first thing first, what is a cloud? So you heard about the cloud like almost every day now. Everybody talking about it, but it's has for everyone to give a definition. So here's the definition from Wikipedia. It's a little bit long, but like you just focus on what I highlighted here. So the first thing is the on-demand for the data storage and compute power and many things more, but these are most important things, and you don't have to manage any hardware and software by yourself. So the cloud computing is generally used to describe the data center, and they have the multiple location all over the world. So you're from Asia, you have the server in Asia, the data center in Asia, so you can access it faster. Like you in US, you should be use the US server, the center, so you don't have to like connect from US to Asia. So it's reduce latency. The cloud computing is rely on sharing the resources, and the company provide the cloud achieve the economy of scale because they buy a lot of hardware and software. It could be cheaper for them to buy it, and they will sell it to the company at a cheaper price, and the the company buy the hardware themselves. The same for software and license and everything else. And they typically use a pay as you go model. So you can think of the renting a car and buying it. For renting a car, you just pay for what you use, and when you don't want to use anymore, you just return it. And you want to change the model, you can pick another model. It doesn't matter. But you buy a car, you have to pay a lot of money upfront, and then the car lost value every single day. Like after the first month of use, the car typically lost 20% of its value. So it's the same thing as the cloud computing and local computing. So here is some simplified definitions as I just made up. This is not like 100% correct, but it's easier for you to get the idea. So the cloud computing or cloud storage is something that you cannot see and touch, but you can use it via the internet. They offer some service models as software as a service, infrastructure as a service, or platform as a service. I will not go deep into this, but if you see something as a service, you can think of the electricity. So you don't know how the electricity uh, is generated in the warehouse, but you can just plug in your computer into your one outlet and you use the electricity. You don't have to care about how it's produced. So next is the comparison between cloud computing and local computing. For cloud, you don't need to install anything. It's ready in minutes or maybe even in seconds. So you can remember in the start of the semester, you have to install the SaaS enterprise miners, and you have the problem. We won't have the problem with this for like 3 weeks. You cannot get it done and cannot use it. But you use the um, cloud service. It can be like you can just go in and register your account and you can use it right away. If you like local, you have to spend time and money to plug things in, setting up, install, and a lot of things. In cloud, it's easy for you to manage your hardware, software, and licensing. Actually, it's not your hardware. You're just renting the hardware from the provider, so it's not yours. So that's why I put your in the double quotation here. Uh, in local, you have to manage your software. This is sorry. This is hardware. This is my mistake. Hardware, software, and licensing. Because you have to buy your own PC, like set up it, install the operating system and any software you need, and with the license. And yeah, it's costs you a lot. But cloud have limitations, as you have to have the good internet connection. While local computing, you don't have to connect to the internet. You can retrieve and store data faster. And but using cloud, you can connect from anywhere with any device. While local computing require you to connect physically connected into local network. So this with any device with have you lot, if you have the old computer like old laptop that cannot run very fast, if you're using the old laptop with the SAS Enterprise Miner, it will take maybe forever to run something because it's too slow. But if you use cloud, it's just run it using the web browser, and the actual resources come from the cloud provider, not from your RAM and CPU. Your hardware is from the cloud provider. Using cloud, you have the flexibility and scalability. So it means that you want, like, you set up a new application and have a lot of user coming in. Uh, you can it's automatically scale up for you, and sometimes like not a lot of users using your application is scaled down, so you don't have to pay for a lot of hardware and software. But for local computing, you have a lot of a customer coming in. You have to buy a new server, plug it in, setting up, and maybe have some error with that. And you want to scale down, it's very hard. You even have to sell the server, but some like after that maybe the uses come up again, you have to buy it again, so it's complicated, right? And that's bring it to the next problem of local computing is pay upfront. So you have to buy new computer, hard drive, everything, and then if you don't have a lot of user, that's going to be you pay for a lot, but you don't use it. So that's a problem, and the hardware will depreciate over time. While for the cloud, you pay as you go, so you pay for only what you use. It's similar to the electricity, so you don't have to worry about anything in the back end. Just pay for what you use. So the next part is the hands-on lab using Azure Machine Learning Studio.